Hey there, welcome back to Am I Tesla Guy. Got a very special video for you this time. Today is the biggest Tesla meetup in the state of Michigan. Tesla Owners Club of Michigan's 2023 summer meetup. Hear that? There's powerboat racing going on this weekend. It is in Muskegon, Michigan, right on the lakeshore of Lake Michigan. There's a little special part to this too where I am participating. So I'm gonna bring you along with me as we have fun at this awesome event. Here it is. Here it is, yay! Hello.
Hey, what's up?
How's it going?
Nope, not even. You gotta
back out.
back it on up.
Okay.
Oh, hello.
How you doing? You knew I'd be recorded, right?
I didn't know you'd be
okay.
recorded,
Yeah.
But it worked out well.
Well, you're not on camera much, so
I'm
sorry
very
if it's weird.
uncomfortable on camera.
Thank you.
And then just park anywhere, nose point in the center of the aisle.
We're 35 minutes early, and this is how many people you got. We were welcomed in by Brian White, MyTeslaWeekend. His channel will be linked down below. Everybody's channel who's here today, most likely bigger than my own. And then a nice person from Illinois, one of the Tesla owners groups down there was there. So we got our swag bag. We're going to take a look at this thing. Our lovely model will present the Tesla Owners of Michigan.
We got name tags.
Oh, Mike
And a
Manny
little-
Beth, little Consumers Energy thing, very nice. And then it looks like we got a bunch of informational sheets and stuff like that. Consumers Energy, our local electric utility, is actually a sponsor, so that's really cool. Awesome of them to sponsor it. So. All right, so check this story out. This is Star,
Hi.
and that back there is Paul, and he had FSD beta before I did, and he actually was kind enough to drive all the way to Lansing
Oh, to let you
to
try
meet
it?
me, and then to let us try it. So that was kind of fun. Anyway, this is Star, and this is her new car, Model 3, and she was just telling me a very interesting story on how she ended up with us. So go for it.
We were just sitting on the couch one night talking. Tesla was in my future, but I didn't have any plans to actually get it. And we just started price comparing, and we pulled it up. He said, just pull it up to see how much the payment would be for a lease based on, versus what you had before, because I had a Kia. And the payment is actually cheaper than I paid for my Kia. So we're sitting on the couch, and I said, well, should I do it? And he was like, just put the $250 down and order the dang car. So I did. It was a complete impulse buy.
And it was a Kia what?
It was a Kia Forte.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
it was a great car. I loved
lease
it.
was less than the Kia Forte.
Yes.
Keep this in mind.
Yeah. The
Everybody
payment,
who thinks they
I'll tell
can't
you guys, it's
can't
under,
get one.
It's under $450 a month
right.
for my lease.
And this guy right here flew in all the way from
Near Seattle.
near Seattle. So this is Brian White, My Tesla Weekend, and I've been here since Tuesday,
I think so.
you were saying, and been good?
Yeah, been great. Been meeting some folks who have provided all kinds of fascinating information who wish to remain anonymous. Yeah.
And those might work their way into a video or a podcast.
Those will make their way in.
So if you have not already clicked on the link in the description below for his channel, you need to do that. Otherwise, you just won't be in the know. So I guess that's an option. So we will see more of Brian later on today, which will be cool. And the great thing about these is that you see new friends, but you see old friends too. This is Troy. He is Cybertruck guy. And you've got to check out his channel because like you do video production stuff.
Oh yeah.
Like for real. So hobbyist,
Absolutely.
realist. I love watching your videos because just like I know cinematic gets said about everything. Okay, I know that's cliche, but they truly are. And this dude is braver than I am. I have more range on my car than he does, and yet he goes to the UP.
It's the end of the earth.
And like way back. Actually, I just realized if you're not from Michigan, UP is Upper Peninsula.
Oh yeah.
Michigan has 2 peninsulas, both of which you can do with the shape of your hand. Look it up. I'm gonna keep my day job. That is your day job, so
Yeah, pretty much.
keep that too.
Yeah.
Do really well. We bumped into each other at Maumee, Ohio
Absolutely.
at the supercharger. So I'll try to find that and link to it below.
Yeah.
So,
Saw your sticker and I was like, hey,
I know.
I know that guy.
What are the odds? 2 guys. So I live in Grand Rapids. He used to live in Grand Now he lives in Grand Rapids again.
Absolutely.
But used to. But you were in New York.
I was on my way from Michigan to New York City.
Yes.
And just bumped into you.
Yes.
Crazy.
With the intent to move back to Grand Rapids.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I think within that year or
Yes.
something like that.
Yep.
Yeah. So
Wild.
clearly it was meant to be. Just had
Great
to,
stuff.
had to get him on here. So the way to film right there. All right. So of course I got to get this guy on here. This is Casey. He is the one who puts us all together,
Yep.
right? Yeah. He's
You gotta bring your Teslas to the beach.
He's the Muskegon guy. Look at this. Like, he's got the thing. He's got the short shorts on. And then this is his car, which is so cool.
I got the Icon Assassin front bumper, gives it a little bit of an aggressive look. You gotta have the Boring Company flamethrower in there. We got the Honcho yoke going in here in the driver's side.
There's a 0G wheels.
We got the 5-piece Honcho tail light kit. Rear display as well.
Oh, he's got the rear display. Hold on. There it is. Oh, I see it in there. But I still got one thing you don't.
What's that?
I've got the front screen.
Yeah.
Anyway, we got to make sure to get the man
Thanks
on
for
here.
having me on, guys.
Absolutely. All right, Corey from Munro Live, just met him, super nice guy. And I see that Brian from MyTeslaWeekend is up there interviewing everyone's favorite Michigan YouTuber, Dirty Tesla. All right, well, welcome. This is exciting. I have a 2020 Model 3 and a 2022 Model Y Performance. And from a social media standpoint, I am known as MyTeslaGuy.
Carl Bloss. So I wear two hats, Consumers Energy, as well as just started a YouTube channel, Zero E Michigan.
I'm Brian. I'm from MyTeslaWeekend. I'm a YouTube analyst and mathematician. I'm probably best known for knowing what is going on at all of the factories at all times in kind of every way.
Hi, I'm Corey Steuben. I'm president of Munro & Associates, but I'm best known for putting Sandy Munro on the internet. So the YouTube channel is kind of the fun part, but we tear down vehicles. So if you've seen some of our teardowns of the Model Y, the Model S Plaid, we have several Cybertrucks on order. So
Hello, everybody. My name is Chris. Full-time, I work on vaccines as a biologist. I'm also a husband and a dad. But in my spare time, as much as I can, I have a YouTube channel, Dirty Tesla.
You know, something I hear come up a lot when I'm talking with friends is multifamily housing. Usually they're thinking of apartments, and the idea being of if we ultimately want EVs to go mainstream, it seems like there's got to be a way to provide it to multifamily housing. I'd love to know what your thoughts are on that, what you see coming down the pipe, or maybe there's something you can share that would help somebody if they do manage or own a multifamily housing setup that would be good for them to know.
Yeah, no, and that's a great question. And that is one of the big challenges. Obviously, if you have a garage or a driveway and you can just pull in and plug in, that's super easy. But if you live in what we call MDUs, multi-dwelling units, so an apartment, condo, anything like that, so you need to find chargers. How do you do that? Well, there's a couple. Obviously, the best thing is get in touch with your management and say, hey, I'm an EV driver. I need to charge. Can you help me out with this? And again, consumers and the other utilities have programs for that, specifically for MDUs.
I've heard this rumor over the past few weeks that Ford and GM might be adopting little. Okay, not everybody knows me. Okay, so that's sarcasm. On the might have heard, Tesla's charging structure, infrastructure. I'd love your thoughts on that first off, and then also, what other EV manufacturers do you envision making that move? Who do you think will be soonest, and who do you think will be brought along kicking and screaming?
I've seen people loving the move to other companies getting in on the supercharging system, on the network, on the standard, and I've seen people who hate it. And they say, well, there's too many cars coming in. This is, if every Ford, every GM, guys, it's not many cars. It's not a lot of volume we're talking about. And if it helps adoption, it helps adoption. The risk that the Tesla standard ran was that it could be legislated into obsolescence like it was in Europe. It was a better standard in Europe, but they went with CCS instead. And as a result, they're stuck with a worse system. There was a charger standard war, and it just ended. That battle is done. Once Ford came on board, the writing was on the wall, then GM. Now it's just a question of which dominoes are going to fall and in what order. And so as for who's coming next, I think Mr. Steuben here might have better information than me.
Well, I think who's coming next is less important than if the rest of them follow. So you nailed it. The war is over. And the benefit to the vehicle is also pretty big as well. So having torn down multiple vehicles, the cost of the wiring in a Ford F-150 and in a VinFast and in other vehicles we've analyzed is way more expensive. So Tesla, it's the whole ecosystem and it's the user experience. So I think there won't be as much of a problem as you may think of some stations being overran, because Ford and GM are already struggling ramping up the sales of their vehicles. So Tesla will be able to collect that data and see how people charge, and they'll be able to address it correctly.
All right, Corey, if you had to pick one thing that is the biggest reason you see for Tesla's success, what would that be and why do you say that?
Yeah, now you asked me this question before we came on stage, so I had a chance to prepare. And what did I say? I said leadership. So I think Elon Musk and how he has led Tesla is the core tenet to how everything happens at Tesla, because in the absence of a really good leader, things start to crumble inside of an organization. So being at an engineering firm, myself and my team have fought so many hard battles that should have never had to have been fought because of bureaucratic walls that are put up in silos. So I feel like when we first got the Model 3, that was my aha moment when I saw the Super Bottle, which was a complete paradigm shift from how thermal systems were deployed on EVs, PHEVs, or MHEVs. And it just absolutely was mind-blowing. And so when I say leadership, I think Tesla as an organization had more applicants per job opening than almost any company I ever heard of. I thought there was 3 million applicants for 100,000 jobs. And it starts with leadership and culture, and then everything seems to fall in line. And I think Elon was interviewed early on when Tesla was getting along, and the whole charging infrastructure for Tesla was losing money. It is not a really rosy way to make money, but it was necessary for the user experience to get the type of adoption to have this many Teslas show up at this event today, while all the other OEMs are lagging behind.
Chris from Dirty Tesla. So you have been one of the longest running public beta testers with the FSD beta. What would you say, if you could narrow it down to the top 2 things you've seen improve the most, what would those be?
Number one would be the car's perception, especially of objects in the real world. So in the 10.69 branch, they added the occupancy network, which allows the car to basically recreate physical objects in its mind, is a way to think about it. And so it doesn't matter if it's a car or a dumpster or a traffic cone, anything that's at least big enough, the car can display that as an object in the 3D world and know that it needs to obviously avoid it or drive around it or whatever it needs to do. And before that, I think in the old beta when it had the radar, it was a lot better at detecting objects, and especially smaller objects. I mean, I even had it on the display in one of my first videos in late 2020. There was a newspaper on the ground, and it showed on the display that there was some debris in the road for like a flat newspaper. It was pretty mind-blowing. And when the radar was removed, a lot of that kind of was lost. So now that the car can, again, bring those objects into its mind and make sure it drives around them or avoids them, that helped a lot. And then the second thing is really its just perception of the world around it, and especially interaction with other cars. Again, these are all in general. Of course, beta still does real goofy things, often enough. But the way it interacts with other cars, again, for the most part, keeping a decent distance from them and getting in between them when it needs to make lane changes and things like that.
All right, well, we just got done with the YouTubers panel. That was kind of the secret. I was hosting that, and I was not the host, but the moderator. So now we are getting ready to do what is certainly going to be the largest coordinated Tesla light show in Michigan. We've got 6 minutes and 30 seconds left to go. I hope to get some footage of that for you, and if I do, I will drop it right now. Yeah! All right, and there you go. The main part of the Tesla Owner Club of Michigan 2023 summer meetup is over.
Lots of Teslas. Wow.
Yeah, over 100. It was a ton of fun. There will be some other stuff where you can come back tonight and see the sunset over Lake Michigan. So we're going to head back to the hotel. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please throw me a thumbs up. Hit the like button down below. And if you have any comments, feel free to drop a comment down below. Love chatting with you down there. And I will see you on the next video. Am I recording? That's the only problem. I can't see in the sun. Oh, I'm recording. Hey there.